Hi, I'm Kirk.
And I'm Jenny.
And this is Chit Chat with Kirk and Jenny. I have to call the jargon police, put the red flag in the air for a second. So legacy, fund, estate plan, what is all that? It sounds kind of like a bank, but I know this is not a bank.
No, it's a legacy gift, an estate gift, a plan gift is something that you would create through your will with your attorney. But then you would work with us to actually figure out what the purpose of that gift is. What is your passion? What is it? What's important to you? What do you want to see transpire after you're no longer here?
So I'm betting this is a question that a lot of people are going to have. So I've done well in my life. I have assets. I put the foundation in my will, and I pass away. Mm-hmm. I've worked with the foundation to put in place the plan that you just talked about of the things that I care about most, where I want the money to go. Mm-hmm. So what happens at that point? I mean, I'm gone. It's out of my hands. How do I know what the foundation is going to be doing in my name?
Sure. So what we'll do is at that point, we will reference your testamentary agreement, which sounds a lot scarier than it is. It is essentially a roadmap to your estate plan. And that is to what your philanthropy is going to look like, what your giving is going to look like. So it's nothing it's just a formal name for something that is actually really easy and more of a dialogue than anything else. So we will reference your plan at that point and create a fund in your name, which is essentially a philanthropic checking account.
So if I, say, care about families mm-hmm. and want to help struggling families put food on the table, I would have talked to you about that in advance. It would be in my agreement with mm-hmm. the foundation. Mm-hmm. And then at that point, I'd pass away, the assets are transferred to the foundation, it goes into the Kirk Engelhardt Fund to help struggling families, mm-hmm. and what happens then?
So at that point, what we'll do is we then take those assets, they're invested in our endowment pool, which again sounds really formal. It is just those assets are taken and into a savings account, more or less. And that it earns interest and is invested by our investment team. And we will take the distributions from those investments and then deploy them into the community as you specified in your testamentary agreement, because we know exactly what your plan was. We are working on your behalf mm-hmm. to make sure that your wishes are honored.
Tell me about some people who have gone through this already.
So we have, I had the wonderful luck to be able to work with a couple last year who loved puppies, ironically. They have rescue dogs. They've always had rescue dogs. They've made Broward their home for the last 10 years. They moved here from Washington, D.C. about 10 years ago. They've been in this community. They've been a part of this community, and they want to make a difference in this community. But they have some things that they care about. Puppies is one of them. Struggling families is another one. We were able to take their interests, map that out for them so that when their estate matures, as we say, that we are able to deploy their resources back into the community in perpetuity, so forever and ever. Every year, there will be grants made on their behalf to organizations supporting exactly what it was that was important to them.
So let me pop a couple of names on this. Mm-hmm. So just as an example, Bob and Mary Smith, right? So if Bob and Mary Smith, they come to you in advance, mm-hmm. and have a conversation, get to know you, get to know the foundation, and on paper put down the things that they care about most. Animals, environment, struggling families.
All of that.
And then Bob and Mary Smith are no longer with us at some point. Through their will, their assets that they've allocated transfer to the foundation, and they go into that fund that has already been structured for them according to their wishes, mm-hmm. right? And then the foundation does what?
So the best thing is that we've already had this conversation, as you say, with them. We know exactly what their intentions are, and we're able to take that and be able to honor their legacy. We take that very seriously because these are their assets. This is their impact in the community. We are just simply the stewards of it. And we're grateful to be part of that. These are, we look at these folks like extended members of our family. And so we're able to take their assets, invest them, and then make distributions annually. Every single year, their assets will be distributed the distributions from their assets will be sent out and deployed into the community to target exactly the issues that were important to them.
So every year, and this is from my position in marketing and communications at the foundation, when we talk about the different stories and the impact that's being had in the community through these grants, we often credit the fund holders and the funds. So, and a lot of those folks are folks that are not here anymore.
Exactly.
And, we are sending out grants, say, in the name of Bob and Mary Smith, and from the Bob and Mary Smith Fund.
Exactly.
And Bob and Mary Smith could have passed on 10, 20, 30 years ago. And they're still having an impact today.
Absolutely. So, I mean, their impact is not one gift, one time to one purpose. And again, the couple that I worked with last year who loved puppies and loved Broward, they wanted to make sure that their estate was not going to just give one gift to one organization for one time only, and then their legacy would end there. This keeps their legacy alive forever.